Hello YouTube, Proxy here, and that was the Rogue cinematic gameplay trailer, and it looks pretty impressive. Just to make a note, the class in this video is a Rogue primary and a Ranger secondary. This means it has the primary Rogue skills, but the Ranger augmentations on the skills. And this combination of class is currently called the Predator class. Also, I think it's important to mention this is in fact in-game footage. It is, however, recorded using a lot of cinematic angles. This was done before in regards to the Mage combat trailer, and the original trailer was done in a cinematic style as well, but people were like, "But Proxy, this isn't real gameplay." And then a few weeks later we got the real gameplay video, and it was exactly the same but without the cinematic angles. So yes, this video has been edited, and yes, it has cinematic angles, but I can assure you it is very much in-game footage. It is very much scripted, but it is certainly in-game footage. So with this out of the way, let's go through the video and give it a little bit of an analysis, some commentary, and my thoughts on what we have seen so far. The video begins with a sweeping bird's view of one of the game's metropolises, and eventually the camera pans your attention to a geared up assassin-like character. And this part alone gave me sort of an Assassin's Creed kind of feel, and hopefully Desmond won't make an appearance. The Predator then proceeds to dash through the swampy marshland to arrive at the metropolis's gates, to which he whips out his trusty spyglass. Now I'm wondering, will this be some kind of tool that all classes can use, or will it be something that's specific to the Rogue class? I kind of hope personally that it is something class specific so the Rogue can fulfill a cool scouting niche role within a raid or group. I really like that kind of stuff personally. The thief-like character then proceeds to scale the metropolis walls in order to infiltrate the node, and the Assassin's Creed vibes are getting stronger and stronger from this video. It's really cool to see that parkour will be a thing, but also makes me wonder how detailed this will be, if most buildings could be scaled, or maybe it's limited to a few specific focal points. I believe Steven did mention that only rogues would have the ability to climb certain things, but it makes me wonder if it's limited to the primary class or a class with the rogue secondary could also climb things. It would be quite nice to have some details on that. Anyway, the rogue quickly dispatches a couple of guards by summoning a small shortbow. This looks pretty decent though, as someone who has practiced archery in real life, it's not very realistic. Animation wise, there isn't enough tension or impact on the string, and the arrows look like they are almost in slow motion travel wise. Perhaps I'm just being picky, but the bow usage could certainly use some improvements in my opinion. In fact, I think a crossbow would have looked so much better for this kind of video. Still, I really like the way that the short bow was summoned in. Also, it makes me rethink the various things of what a rogue summoner might be able to do. The roguish character then proceeds to travel across the rooftops and take a short stroll through the town, and really still giving off that Assassin's Creed effect. But then something happens, the stealth mechanic kicks in, and it looks pretty damn sweet. This Predator class truly lives up to its name, with that Predator almost invisible like shimmer, and it indeed looks gorgeous. In terms of balance, I hope enemy players can see the shimmer if they look close enough, as I've always felt that perfect invisibility for stealth classes was always way too strong. The assassin takes out another guard, does some more sexy parkour moves, and then we are shown some kind of artifact or magical item. Now, as to what this thing is, I have no idea. It doesn't seem corrupted at all. I can only speculate as to what it is. It certainly looks magical or perhaps of divine origin. We also know that the army awaiting outside needs it to be removed in order to attack the metropolis. This could suggest that the stone or artifact is in fact important for the defense of the city, or prevents it from being attacked, and the attack can only begin once it is removed. However, this is just speculation. I don't really have much to go on really. Now at this part we see the rogue do a charge up attack, and once it begins charging up, the rogue appears to be locked in place. It seems pretty powerful damage wise, and we also notice it can penetrate more than one target with a single shot. Also, I love how the eyes glow. Notice that the effect is almost a red glow. So what if this powerful shot was actually empowered by some form of corruption? Could the rogue class be able to control corruption in some way? Well, I've got nothing to really go on here other than the visual effect, so it might not be likely at all. But one cool thing to note is that during all the rogue's special moves and skills, the bandages on his arm always glow. I actually quite like this effect, and looks especially awesome when the flare skill is used. The rogue successfully takes the artifact, accomplishing their mission, allowing for the siege to begin. And that's where the trailer ends. Now, I think it was a good trailer, and we know that some of the elements in the trailer is real gameplay, but despite it being real game footage, I do feel like a lot of the elements are very scripted. and I'm unsure if the game will actually play out like this. With this trailer, it feels more like what a rogue could potentially be like to play, but it doesn't really represent on what it will actually be like to play a rogue. I think the Mage combat trailer did a much better job of showing us actual gameplay, while this trailer is almost movie-like. Still, it does give us somewhat of an idea what the rogue will be like to play, what things it can do, and some of the abilities it will get. And I wonder if the infiltration will actually be part of the siege mechanic, or if this is merely just a fabricated story for the trailer. Perhaps this is a question for my Q&A with Intrepid Studios. Well guys, that was my commentary / analysis and opinion on Ashes of Creation's The Art of War trailer. I hope you enjoyed it and perhaps maybe gave you a bit more insight than you would have gotten at first glance. And I'm actually really looking forward to seeing how the rogue will be in a real gameplay environment, so hopefully we will see something soon. Remember guys, if you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe and post a comment. And as always guys, thanks for watching.